Caddo Lake, a movie that came out in 2024, is a natural lake on the border between Texas and Louisiana. This is a movie based off an 8-year-old girl going missing at this lake, and her missing causes supernatural events in the family that is already broken. I'm here to break down this movie and gift us with some gems that can help us progress moving forward with more awareness. Let's get into it. Number 1, nature is the mother that holds your gifts until you decide to grow up. And number 2, Caddo Lake is a movie about consequence where time stops running and starts reflecting. Let's use a coin for this one. Tails represents internal growth. Heads represents external growth. Internally, the growth this movie is communicating to us is communication. Knowing your cause and how it affects others. Your level of communication is not fear-based, gang. It's based on It's based on knowing your cause and how it affects others. Movies like this display a lack of communication because based on the information the characters gather, it's only experienced by them. And their curiosity can definitely open doors, which it did. However, due to their environmental judgments, it led to false accusations of how they can communicate. This loyalty causes a huge gap between trust and loyalty with others because you aren't moving from knowing what you know. You move off fearing what you know and running from it. This affects how you view supernatural experiences and individual experiences. Many say, why is this happening to me? Instead of, what is this teaching me? If you want to get better at communicating, stop fearing what you know. Stop assuming, especially what people may say, what family may say, what friends may think. Stand firm on your truth. If it disturbs others, that's good. Because this friction can be the ignition, just like a key to a car that starts it, can be clarity for you and later on to them. Just don't be disrespectful. Externally, time, water, and trees. Time is a description, I should say, of how long a rhythm lasts. Both Ellie and Paris, the main characters in the story, were vibrating on the same rhythm at different time periods looking for similar rewards. Paris' timeline is 2005, while Ellie's is 2022. Ellie wanted her father back, which is Paris. Paris wanted his mother back, which is Anna. Anna in the story is Paris' mother, while also at the same time, this is Ellie's sister. On the flip side, her grandmother. Anna became a time loop holder. She went into the time loop and held this space for Ellie and subconsciously for Paris. Ellie traveled back to Paris' time in 2005, while Paris traveled back to the time 1952, where Anne first went. Paris wanted to be more with his mother, to understand why she went through what she went through, and to spend more time with her, because he felt like he didn't have enough. So what he experienced is actively going to the inner child of his mother and making sure she, as wounded as she was, gets to safety in the year 1952, where the time loop sent her in the first place. When Paris went back through the time loop, he went to 2022 in Ellie's time, not 2005. So when he went to 2022, where she, Anna, went missing, he goes into her boat. And instead of explaining what just happened, he runs away from the truth. He runs away from the ability to communicate what has happened. And the crazy part is, when he ran away, he could have actually met his daughter and reconnected with the mother of his child. He went back to save his mother, but he couldn't go back to save himself. The water preserved the lack of communication from the family and used it as unprocessed fate. Anna made this possible because space and time bends around unresolved emotion. Time, space, Emotion is the bridge. Whenever emotion is unresolved, this bridge is not stable. Space and time now is being affected by this bridge of unresolved emotions. We go through this every day. When we have unresolved emotions, space, our mind, time, our body, goes through this vibrational sequence of uncertainty, depression, anxiety. We label it as mental issues. The trees are totem poles that the water used to create a temporal veil as a bridge for a chance to correct unresolved memory and intention. This is why Paris and Ellie went through this, because they have unresolved memory, and this unresolved memory has intention within it. When they went through the trees and through the water, they passed a certain point, and when they went through, they lost hearing and went through a minimal shock in their left hand, which caused it to shake. The left side of your body is connected to the right side of your brain. The right side of your brain is creative, is emotional. This is the divine feminine. This veil that Anna created is a sacred threshold from unresolved emotions. Nature picked this up and gave them a chance to heal their family. Ellie did her part, creating a bridge to allow her and Paris to make it back. However, Paris didn't make it back. He did the correct actions to help his mother to her own timeline. However, he didn't make it back to his own, to be with his daughter and his wife. Ultimately, the head of the truth, when it is gone, the body will soon decay as well, due to the lack of information to keep it going. This is true in the aspect of the movie, because when Ellie got back, she couldn't fully explain what she went through. However, she said the words, "Anna's all right." And I guess in the aspect of the movie, that's enough. These three things we can use as a gem from this movie to help us move forward on a larger scale. Unspoken family truths become distorted timelines. Just like the family in this film, most of us avoid tough conversations about trauma, grief, and generational pain entirely. So I ask you this question: what have you not spoke on that has been shaping your family's story behind the scenes? You can answer this below or journal about it. The water in the film is memory. Our phone screens, memory. Most people scroll to cope and numb their emotions to escape their consequences. If you spend more time scrolling than reflecting, then your soul is already drowning underwater. Maybe it's time for you to swim up shore, take a nice breath of fresh air, to remind you that you are alive, to remind you that you are existing, instead of just swimming with the waves of what everyone else is doing. What are you avoiding that your algorithm is feeding? Misplaced faith is misdirected healing. In this movie, emotion gets misread as divine punishment. In real life, it's the same. We say God is testing me, but in reality, it's unprocessed grief. We confuse fate with being an emotional crash out. Healing isn't a miracle. Sometimes it's just the truth out loud. Where in your life have you blamed God for the silence your wounds caused? Nature reminds us why we try to forget. Nature is also there to remind us how, where, and when is the right time for us to dive into what it is we forgot, to heal ourselves, to cleanse ourselves for not only just us, but for our past and our future. All of it is happening simultaneously right now. So when you stop running from your past, understand you start walking towards your destiny.